Hi everybody, it's Mirav, and this is an overview of iJoomla Surveys. iJoomla Surveys is one of our best-selling extensions, and for a good reason. It's very easy to use, and it allows you to create really professional surveys that are a part of your Joomla site, and so you don't have to have the survey somewhere else, and you can create new surveys and questions and pages very easily without having to do it on a different site. And the price is very reasonable because you don't have to pay every month for a membership on sites like SurveyMonkey or any other survey site. You just pay a one-time fee and you get all these upgrades for free, and you can conduct as many surveys as you want, as many people can participate in it and stuff like that. So let's take a look at the back end. First thing I want to explain is that the surveys have a few elements. The first one is surveys, of course, and each survey can have at least one or more pages, and each page can have at least one or more questions. So the hierarchy is surveys, pages, questions. Now let's take a look at the survey manager. This is where I can see all my surveys, and I can create new surveys or delete surveys, edit them, or copy, publish, unpublish, all those things you can do. You can even clear the survey results if you want to start from scratch. Now there's a few things here that are interesting for us. First of all, if you click on the survey, you can edit it. That's a given. But another thing that is not as obvious, if you click on survey links, this gives you HTML links that you can use either on your email or like here, this code, or inside your site. It's just an HTML code that you copy and paste into your site that will place a link to your survey. So this is a great way to promote your survey, anywhere on your site or inside the newsletters. You can also see that there's a feature to preview a survey, and if you click on it, you can see the survey exactly as the user is going to see it, and you can test it to make sure it's working before you publish it live. And that opens in a new window, so if you close it, you're back to the survey manager. Another thing you can see is that there is a link to the stats, which means you can see exactly what people are answering and get to your conclusion, understand whatever you want from it. And if you want to take it to the next level, you can even export the data as CSV and open it in Excel sheet, and then create graphs and all kinds of things that will allow you to take a better look at your survey results. Let's take a look at Pages Manager. This basically shows all the pages that you have in all your surveys, and if you want to see just the pages of a certain survey, all you have to do is filter here, choose the survey, and it will show you just the pages of that survey. Now usually surveys have more than one page. As you can see here, there's one page, but usually it's 2, 3, 4 pages. It's up to you. Let's take a look at questions. Here again, you can see a list of all the questions of all the surveys. So I recommend that as soon as you get to this page, you filter it to find only questions of a certain survey. This will allow you to find the question you're looking for. Also, you can order the survey's questions any way you want. Just enter a different number here, or use those arrows to reorder the questions on the survey page. The last thing I want to show you here is the skip actions. There are no skip actions specified right now, but what it is, it basically allows you to create a fork in your survey, so that when people answer a certain question, they can, based on their answer, they will be taken to different pages. So that allows you to create very sophisticated surveys because people don't have to answer questions that are irrelevant to them. Now let's take a look a little bit at the settings. We have a few tabs here. The first tab allows you to choose one of the 4 different options. One response per respondent, multiple responses. This is something you'll have to read and decide which one works for your surveys. The cascading style sheet is very good because it allows you to control the look and feel of your surveys. You can determine, you can enter the different classes here. We already have some classes by default. You can edit them, make changes, if you know cascading style sheets. If you don't, you can just leave it as it is. You can also specify classes that already exist on your Joomla site. For example, content heading. This is a very common class that you can just reuse here. So you don't have to work with any of these classes if you don't want to. The language file, the language area, allows you to basically change every language on your survey, both the back end and the front end. And the email tab allows you to control the email that you get when people sign up to your survey. You can you see that you have variables here that you can use inside the survey. So just use those to create, to basically edit this email if you need to. You don't have to touch it. It will work just the way it is too. Let's take a look at the front end. Okay, so as you can see here, we have a few modules. For example, the first module I want to show you is the survey list. It's basically a list of all the surveys that are published, and you can click on it to get to the different surveys. You can click on each survey name. Another module I want to show you is the survey results. You can add a link to the survey result of that specific survey. For example, hosting web, that's a survey, and if you click on it, you get the survey results. This way, if you want to expose your, sometimes you want to have a survey very private so that only you can see it, but sometimes you want to show off the results to make a point to your members or customers, and then this way you will have complete transparency. So just add this module and it will show the result of the surveys. Another module that you can't see here because it's an invisible module, it's the pop-up module. It allows Joomla to generate a pop-up. So this is something that you can't see here, but it will show a pop-up if you activate the pop-up in that particular survey. Now I want to take a look at some surveys, but the surveys here are pretty simple, so let's go to a different example. This is our demo site, and let's take a look how it looks like here. We have a veggie survey here. As you can see, every mandatory question has a red asterisk next to it. This way your customers know exactly which questions they are required to answer and which one they can ignore. So here's a question that I want you to pay attention to. Are you currently a vegetarian? Now there is a skip action here, or fork, so that if I choose yes, I get something else than if I choose no. So let's take a look at yes. So it's telling me this page is for vegetarians, so the skip action worked, and it's asking me only questions that vegetarians can answer. Now if I choose no, it will take me to a different page. Let's try that. I'm going to go back and I'm going to choose no instead. You see, this page is called for meat eaters. This is a completely different page. It's not going to ask me questions about vegetarianism, what kind of tofu I like and stuff like that. It's going to ask me questions for meat eaters. For example, the last time you bought the following, McDonald's, veal, all those things. These are questions that only meat eaters can see. And that is because I created this fork earlier when I was conducting the survey. Okay, so this is it for this overview of iJoomla survey. I hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask on the forum, or you can use the contact us form to ask any question you want. Thanks for watching.